Hello, hi, all of my paranormal people. Welcome once again to another exciting episode of Insane Disappearances as I dive into the mysterious world of vanishings in our national parks, forests, and urban areas. And I, your host Lamech, will be reading another case to you today. This case is about a young man named Walter A. Gordon. He went missing around July 20th, 1954 at Camp Curry in California. Let's see here. First of all, let's see, he was about 26 when he disappeared. Now, Walter Gordon was a summer employee for the Camp Curry Company and held a job as a desk clerk. During the school year, Walter was a student at University of California at Berkeley. In a remarkable twist of fate, Orvar van Laas, another UC Berkeley graduate student, went missing in Yosemite on October 9th, 1954. Now, if you want to find out more, and if you have his very first issue, you can go to the Van Laas section for more details. Now, Walter had left Curry Camp in the morning hours of July 20th for a hike to the 7,200 feet elevation of Glacier Point. Walter was never seen again. An organized search covered the area when others believed he had hiked. Now, on October 27th, 1954, the relatives of Walter and Orvar van Laas wrote to the then President Eisenhower, asking for additional resources for the search of both men. Now, the families cited the use of bloodhounds, climbers, helicopters, and organized search teams, but nothing was found of either man. The father of Van Laas stated the situation in which there has been no indication of what happened to either man is unsavory. Both families stated that the evidence points to a mysterious disappearance and gives rise to many unanswered questions. Mr. Van Laas stated what David Paulides has been saying numerous times throughout this entire book. Well, throughout all of the entire book. Something unusual is occurring. Now, I wholeheartedly agree that something very, very unusual is occurring. The fact that you can never find any evidence as to how they disappeared and who made them disappear or what. I mean, once you get rid of the who, it's got to be a what. That's what that's my opinion, because these disappearances and the evidence that surrounds the cases, it doesn't make any sense, and it just doesn't compute that a human could actually do something this clever. Not saying that humans aren't clever, but it's just the way these people are being taken and how they're found, and the fact that there is no evidence whatsoever. I have never heard of any case of someone being taken or kidnapped or whatever the case may be, and there not be any evidence. There's always something left behind. Like mainly the first thing that's always found is blood or hair samples or even fabrics from the clothing. Excuse me. So, the fact that you can't find any evidence on any of these cases, it just points to other, avenues when it comes to the questions that can be asked. And it's like I've said before, there are so many family members out there or other people who aren't family members that are afraid to ask the crazy questions, or some just don't believe that a person can just vanish without a trace. It's basically impossible in their eyes. But when it comes to this planet, nothing's impossible because there's so many things, like I've said before, there's so many things about this planet that not even us know about, and we live here. So now on to another case. This case is about a young man, or some, middle-aged young man, Anthony Green Jr. He went missing around October 6th, 2009 at Happy Isles in California. He was 31 when he disappeared. He was about 5'7", 200 pounds. Okay, Anthony Green called relatives from a payphone in Happy Isles on the perimeter of Yosemite National Park and explained where he was going. Relatives didn't hear from Anthony for several days after his initial call and phoned authorities. A search found Anthony's car at the trailhead of the park in Happy Isles. Green was found approximately 5 miles south of the location of the disappearance of Timothy Barnes and Jeff Estes. Circumstances of Anthony's body being found are difficult to understand. We do know that his driver's license was found at the top of Nevada Falls inside the park. The following day, searchers found additional bones along with Anthony's wallet. Park officials told the mother they were 99% sure that they had found Anthony. Blood samples and DNA testing were taken from his mother with results to the following in the coming weeks. David Paulides said that he could never find absolute confirmation that Anthony was found. So now, from what I gather from this, they found a body, but if you really think about it, they really didn't find a body. It's not completely sure that body was the body of Anthony Green. They may have just said that to put the family at ease, or they probably thought it was him because I guess they might have said that, the body was found in a location where he would have been traveling to get to wherever place he was going to. It's not really said where he was actually going. He just phoned him, but there's a lot of things in this case where they said that there's a lot of things that they haven't said that he may have said to his family. I'm not, but yeah, mysterious cases, man. All this stuff is just weird, none of it really makes any sense. But when you break it all down, there's still gonna be some parts of these cases that is always gonna be unsolved. I mean, I wish there was more to go on with everything that's been happening with these people, but when they just say they're gonna do this or do that, and then in between the trek, they just disappear. So I'm thinking that they just walk right into some sort of dimensional portal, and at that point there's no turning back because they can't get. I would think if they felt something like maybe some type of energy around their body, maybe their hair was standing on end, they probably didn't realize that they walked through some type of tunnel, and that was pretty much it at that point. So I mean, for people to just up and vanish without a trace, there has got to be something happening, and the fact that they never return. Some of them that do, they always return dead. That's the bad part. It's like I said in one of my last videos, that whoever or whatever is taking these people, they do what they have to do with them, and they toss them to the wayside. But before they do that, they drain all of their energy to the point where they can't even survive long enough to stay alive, or they drink their energy. I don't know, maybe there's some energy drinking creatures out there, or people that can steal your soul. Now, I remember there's a guy named Captain Randy something. He was talking about how he did a 20-year service in the military on Mars. And he was talking about a technology that the government has where they can extract your soul from your body, create a clone, and put it in another body. It's called soul science. But they do have that technology where they use this technology to extract your soul from your body, and then they create a clone and put the essence of your entire soul into that body. Now, that's I just thought about that. Not saying that the government has something to do with this, or they just use it. I mean, the body was obviously of the people that disappeared, but maybe they took the soul of that person and used it for other purposes, like put it in a clone somewhere. Maybe these people are guinea pigs for a soul extraction technology. I don't know. But that guy did mention that, and I just thought about that because I don't remember he said it. His name is Captain Randy something. I can't remember his name right now. But I remember I listened to his interview. He was on Coast to Coast AM. I say about maybe last week, maybe on a Sunday, I believe, and he talked about that. Where he was in the Navy, and he was chosen to be a part of a expedition where he'd be on a 20-year excursion on Mars, and how they created a clone for him, and they extracted his soul out of his body and put it in the body of this clone, which was basically identical, to a T of his original body. But he said that he was cloned probably a dozen times, and his soul was extracted over a dozen times. So who knows, man? Maybe that has something to do with it. When I get the name of this captain, I will definitely mention that in my next video, and maybe there's something to think about. Maybe the government is involved in this, and maybe they are using guinea pigs to test this new technology, where they can extract the soul of another person and put it in a clone and use it to their abilities. Use them as like military slaves. I don't know, but that was just off the top of my head. I didn't even think of that, but who knows? Well, that's all I got for those stories. I will continuously read some cases throughout the day and posting. So stay tuned, guys. As I've always promised, I will always make sure that I, post videos about these cases. Therefore, you can get a good idea of what's really, really going on out here. And I hate that it's happening to innocent people, but at this point, it just seems like there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, it happens randomly. It happens, all over the world, in parks, your backyard, national forests, you name it. So one day I really do hope that we'll find an answer to all this, and I hope that little tidbit that I just added about the soul extraction might, cause you to think about what's really going on. But gotta go. So aloha, mahalo, and ahuiho. Hey, guys, be blessed.